Both AR and VR are really special pieces of technology. I think I'm way excited about what's going to be happening with Magic Leap. Hi, I'm Josh Brooks. I'm the Senior Vice President of Brand Marketing at Jam City.
How do you like NASCOM in India since this is your first time?
I think it's fantastic. The event it's well produced. There's tons of young gamers, game developers, and really get a good grip of what's happening in the Indian market.
Speaking of game developers, the indie game developers in particular, what would you tell them to watch out for when they're doing their job?
I think at the end of the day, game developers need to create a fantastic game, but also realize building an audience and study that audience and that behavior of what they're doing and how they're playing those games methodically. And so you understand how to build a great audience. And I think monetization happens after.
So now that we know India has a foot in the door in gaming, do you think there is scope of getting better, or what do you think about Indian gaming?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because India's mobile penetration is off the charts. That's fantastic. But the gaming audience is a little weird because what you have is an audience that is sub 35 years old. And so there really isn't an audience above 35 years old playing games. And that's different than it is in the Western world too.
So I don't know if you saw the kids downstairs. We have a complete section only for kids. What advice would you give them since they're all between the ages of about 10 to 15?
Right. I mean, I think we can talk about the importance of, honestly, coding is its own language. It's a universal language. And so getting kids started to think about coding from a math and science perspective, it's going to be the universal connector for both business and culture. So I'm all for it.
Okay, tell me 3 things nobody knows about you.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. I was on Shark Tank, this TV show in the States. Oh my God, I pitched an app and I went on TV.
So what did they say to you?
On TV, I looked fantastic and I got a deal. And I guess my passion before gaming is always music. So
do you prefer traditional animation or computer animation?
At this point, I'd say traditional, but that's talking from an old guy who has roots in some of the classic, either cartoons or comics.
But so when you started out, gaming wasn't that popular. How did you get it to this level? How did you get to this level in general?
I had the luxury of working with the founders of the company in a previous job. So I used to work with Chris DeWolf and Abra Whitcomb over at MySpace. And so I worked with them, ran the marketing group, and a couple years ago we reconnected on a business level and realized I think they're onto something really interesting with what they're doing in gaming. They started a company, and there's sort of a hole in the sort of marketing and brand and strategy side. And so I reconnected with those guys and got back into their world, which is specifically gaming.
So at NASCOM here, this conference, what we're mainly focusing on is virtual reality.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on it? Do you think it actually has a future in gaming, or is it just going to fizzle out later on?
No, I think it totally has a place in the near future. Both AR and VR are really special pieces of technology. I think I'm way excited about what's going to be happening with Magic Leap and whatever they're going to be pumping out. I think that's going to be really exciting. And I think what I've talked about before is the idea that Pokemon as a game, first of all, first game to hit $500 million in about 60 days, which is fascinating. And what that really did was brought the augmented reality world into a place where anyone can get into it because all you need is your device. You don't need goggles, you don't need a lens, you don't need Google Glass, you don't need any of these other products to bring that augmented experience to your phone. So I think that was a great shot for both augmented reality and virtual reality, and I think there's just more to come.
Mario Kart or Crash Bandicoot?
Oh wow, I think I'd probably go Mario Kart.
Why?
Just because I'm a sucker for all things Mario. Like old guy who grew up on Nintendo. What do you want me to do?